So we got a good one tonight. We've got Drew's Lens, and he's got his Lindsay with him. Let's see who's in the chat. Holy cow. Got Tiny Tim Posey and Baroque Cowgirl Homestead. Score one with the big guy. Tiny Farm Nuggets or Butt Nuggets. Then we got Cindy Target. How come this isn't scrolling? Oh, there we go. Lazy Days Ahead. Redbird Farms. And Granny. Virginia Alexandra. Backwoods Mindset. Thank you all for coming in here. Treasure Hunter. I'm going to bring Drew in here, and we will continue to communicate with you while we talk. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
You're still setting things up? So you made it. You found yourself some good internet, 5Gs, huh?
Yeah, I had 5 bars anyway. I don't know, probably 4G, but that's all right.
It was daylight when you parked there, and now it's pitch black.
No, I put up the blackout curtains.
Oh.
It's so dark.
It is pretty dark, though. Hey, Cindy Brown, MT Homestead.
Let's see, you got and Debbie Dratch. Is that right? Dratch?
We say Drock. Yeah, we say Drock, but I don't know. That's just
it
what
probably is. Probably is
Debbie
Drock.
Drock. Yeah, I don't know. Paul says hello.
Hello.
Hey, Paul. Evelyn, hello. Susie, you guys are awesome. Already at 55. We're like 2 minutes in. You guys are the best.
59.
Nice. Tiny Farm Nuggets, what's up, guys?
Our Okie Homestead and
Scott
Susie.
Roper. Cottonwood Ranch.
Oh,
I've been seeing her in a lot of lives at night.
So what did you get to do today? Explain how your day was, because you've been running around, haven't you?
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'm going to take 1 second and say thank you to all of the mods that are taking care of the chat, and a lot of you guys moderate for all of the channels, and it's not that we don't mean to show y'all love all the time. It's just once we get into a live, we get in a groove. So before we get to talking and I forget, thank you guys for always taking care of the community. Yeah.
Hey, there's
so today,
Narrowway Farms. Go ahead.
Today, let's see. We drove in last night and stayed with a subscriber in Utah. She put us up in her place and let us take a bath and everything. We actually slept in the Volkswagen because that's just what we do anyway. But we used her shower, and that was nice because we had been at the national parks for a couple of days, and we kind of bathed off, towel bath kind of thing, but we needed a real bath. So she let us stay, and then we crashed there. And then this morning, last night, we charged all of our devices up, which is a big deal. And then today we went and met with another subscriber in Utah, a longtime supporter of my channel and stuff, and she bought us lunch and stuff. Oh, here comes Lindsay. Look at that peach cobbler.
How is it still whole?
It was hot when she gave it to us.
I wasn't letting her get into it. She tried to get into it. Trust me. 63. We need. How many you got? We got 4 more. Okay, 68. So
68.
68.
Yeah.
Got him. All right, guys. So
like button.
What was it?
Hit the like button.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so so we went and had lunch with a subscriber, a longtime supporter of my channel today, and and then we headed for Moab, and now we're just outside of Moab. It seemed like we just climbed hills all day long. I drive a 71 Volkswagen, and it's air cooled, and so first off, I got it loaded to the brim with everything I own, so that doesn't help, being heavy. But also, hey Carrie, thanks for being here.
Empty homestead.
So yeah, we climbed hills all day, and most of it was in the rain. It rained all day long.
The
So
storm chased us
yeah, I think
all
so.
day.
Yeah, and it was like heavy rain too. It wasn't just a sprinkle. But we made it. We're at camp, and my stress level has gone down a lot, and now we're hanging out. We're pretty close to Arches and Canyonlands National Park, so we're gonna work on getting into those in the next couple of days.
I have to say I'm going a little crazy today too, because my social media was blowing up because of you guys.
Well, that's good. Thank you to all you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate everything. This helps out the channel for sure, so that we can help other people be noticed, and that's what this channel's about. At any rate, is growing this community and bringing everybody up with us.
That's right.
Let's see. Petite Jean River Homestead is in here.
Okay, so we call that Petit Jean.
Petit?
Back home. Petit Jean.
I call it Petty Jean.
Oh,
Petit Jean. Yeah. They call it. Well,
I knew it was Petty. I was told it was Petty before, and I screwed up. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Petit Jean. But so if you don't mind the quick story on that, there was a French woman, and her husband or her boyfriend came over here to do work, and she didn't want to leave him, or she didn't want him to leave her. So she actually dressed up as a man and pretended to be a man and worked like a man for a very long time before they noticed. I think, if I remember correctly, her man passed away before they even realized that it was actually a woman. So yeah, hard. And they called her Petit Jean or Petite Jean because she was a small man, but they didn't know.
Cool.
Bobby is not
I didn't know
a
that
woman.
Turner, I know who you are now, and I remember talking to you every bit of the way when we were at Shoot Dang. I remember you.
Yep, she's a big supporter of our channel.
Really nice, long, gray hair, white hair, whatever. It was really nice looking. Gee, I wonder why I like white. Let's see. Cindy Brown is in here. She's a great moderator, as all of them are, but I'm just going to put a little attention on her for a moment. And it's her birthday today.
Awesome. Happy birthday.
Was it today or yesterday? I think it's today.
Jeff's birthday from Bobblehead Homestead. It's his birthday today for sure.
Correct.
I think his was Monday. Maybe her daughter's was yesterday.
Yeah. It's all Grady. Hey guys. Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Birthday was Monday. Yep.
I've just recently started communicating with them.
So have we officially beat 3 Mississippi on live viewers right now?
Yeah. Sorry. But you did. Man, that was so great of them to come on my live.
Oh yeah, they're great people.
We really enjoyed that live. Papa came in on that because they hit it off at Shoot Dang, and they really talked quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. We enjoyed that as well.
She's for sure asleep right now. It's past.
Well, she's probably going to get woken up in a nightmare because we crushed her numbers.
Oh, no. Are your ears ringing? So, when I first started, I knew you from Shoot Dang and stuff, but when we first started communicating, because we were going to do this live together, you were trying to get your girlfriend Lynzie there on a plane, and boy, was that a ride you took.
Yeah.
How long did you have to stay in the terminal?
I think I was in that airport for like 18 hours.
Oh my God, that sounds.
I had to stay, all night and then catch a plane. I had to change my flight and catch a plane the next morning at like 9:45.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah, they delayed the plane 5 times for a total of 26 hours. So she just eventually got on a different plane.
Yeah.
and she just took a layover flight somewhere and then came the rest of the way. But showed up a day late because of that, So.
And even that
Bummer.
was 4 hours, wasn't it? Wasn't the layover 4 hours?
Yeah. This is my first time flying too.
Crazy. She's got to really love you to put up with that. To go through all that to get to you. Some people said, "Screw this."
I think she came for Utah, really.
Oh, see.
Hey, dog man. Thanks for being here, buddy.
12 Stones Ranch is in here, and what is he peddling?
I've seen like 9 people spell "it's all Grady" wrong. I mean, I'm sure it's just people like auto-correcting, but it's all gravy, and then it's all.
I know these people. They put their names. They pick these titles that aren't autocorrect. Auto spell. You have to go in and change it like 500 times. There's Rostas.
They the airline actually. So here was the deal. We were gonna originally just fly her out of Dallas, DFW. It's about 6-hour drive though. So they found a flight that was closer to an airport that was like only 2 hours away, but it was a pretty small airport, and we knew all of that. But it's like 6-hour commitment or 2-hour commitment. So instead of driving her own car all the way to Dallas, she just had someone take her to the airport 2 hours away, and so that's what kind of kicked us, is that it was just a small airport, one of the lesser known airlines, and they gave her like a $50 voucher for another flight, and at the time we're like, screw you, never riding on this airplane again. But anyway, we ended up, she just so happens that it's the same airline flying back the other way from Denver, so yeah, they gave us like a $50 voucher, which for some reason only took $29 off. But anyway, we got our flight back on Tuesday, and so we got about 5 more days to really just see Utah and crush the parks.
Did you just say what day she was going back? Because if you did, I missed it.
Yeah, she's going back on Tuesday.
That wasn't long enough, was it? Or was
it? No. Somebody asked if it was Love Airport. No, it was Fayetteville, so Northern Arkansas Airport. We could have also flown out of Little Rock, but I couldn't really find a flight. I looked for a couple on there, and I couldn't really find a good one. So, I don't know. It was a lesson learned, but now we're flying her pretty much the same route the other way. So cross your fingers, I guess. But if she gets stuck, she won't mind.
Well, I'm glad you finally made it there and you could enjoy being with him. So you've been in how many states? 12?
I think 14. I still didn't count even after we talked about it, but I'm pretty sure it's 14. I'll go through them real fast. Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, and then Utah. So that's 13. 13 states.
And it's been hot most the whole time, huh?
No, it's actually been wonderful, man. Honestly,
when you go up into Oregon and Washington, those are cooler, aren't those? Like 70, like 78 or something like that.
Mostly, yeah. But I honestly, I got out of it way sooner than that. So I came across Oklahoma. I stayed with a bunch of friends in Oklahoma, went and saw everybody's homesteads and stuff. And mostly the reason for that was that, it's like you never really get to see, each other and stuff like that. So when I quit my job to go and do this, so it gave me the opportunity to spend a little more time with people that usually just say, "Oh, I wish I could come by, hope to see you around, whatever." So that was really cool. And then originally I stopped at a friend in Arkansas, so I came across Oklahoma, went through the panhandle of Texas. All of that stretch was pretty warm, but not really hot. When I got to Amarillo area, it was probably in the hundreds or right at about 100. And then I went up, I hit Route 66 through Amarillo and all that. and then I took that up into New Mexico, and I stayed in Roy, New Mexico. It's kind of just the eastern side of East Central maybe, and it was pretty dang hot. That's about the time where it became that there was no trees for shade. If you got shade, it doesn't really matter how hot it is. You usually can stay cool somewhat, but when you're just around nothing but shrub bushes, man, it was rough. So I stayed there for 2 days and bailed out and made it to northern New Mexico, and then that's when it was. From then on, I had good weather till I left Oregon. So for probably 2 months, I was a month and a half anyway. I was in 75, 80-degree weather. Super hot days would get to 90 maybe, but yeah, it was great all the way, really, until I left Oregon and came into like northeastern California. That's when it kind of started getting hot. Rebecca, thank you.
Got touched by yarn. Did you get your hat yet? Oh, you wouldn't have been able to. Never mind. It's probably waiting for you, right? Somewhere. I remember her asking you what color you wanted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if she sent it yet. She's probably gonna just wait till I get home. But yeah, she did ask me which color and everything.
Second.
Yeah.
Jamie Conway.
JB, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Go up there. A braid from MT Homestead. Thank you so much, MT Homestead. You always
great people.
Everybody over, and you're inspiration to so many people.
Yep.
And I'm at the bottom. No, I'm not. Just a moment.
Yeah, so this last week since Lindsay's been with me officially, did you get here on Tuesday? Yeah, you got here on Tuesday. So she's been with me just a little over a week, and we went and saw Zion National Park, and it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went and saw Bryce Canyon, and it was really cool. So we spent a couple days in each, and Zion was great, but there was kind of a lot of people. Bryce Canyon, if you took a trail and started hiking, you were pretty much by yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's obviously I'm sure there's busier times than when we were there, but it really felt kind of secluded, and it just makes you think of earlier people that's been there. It makes you think about the Indians or cowboys and Indians. That's the kind of stuff. But we seen this sign, funny enough, it at Bryce Canyon. It said, "This is an awful place to lose a cow," or something like that. That's like what one of the original, homesteaders in the area. That was what he said about the park. Which
every turn you took, you just saw something different. It was crazy.
Yeah, beautiful place. I would say if you are able to go to Bryce Canyon, great place.
Yep. You should have been to some amazing. Some of the views you've had. Probably a constant view that's beautiful.
Yeah, every time.
There is no. It just keeps going and going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like it on Lindsay's phone real fast because they're trying to get the likes up, and Lindsay didn't like the video. Yeah. Somebody was giving. Oh, Dogman. Dogman said, "Did I bring my metal detector?" I did. I haven't done much metal detecting, but yeah, Dogman was giving me a hard time about wearing my headphones when I was in the woods, and he's like, "You're in nature. You need to be enjoying nature. Take the dang headphones off." I'm like, I've been in nature for 3 months, man. It's like it's every day. Like, I'm not saying I don't enjoy it, but
Jay did.
No, Dogman.
Oh
my. Jay was giving me a hard time about him too, but yeah. After you've hiked over 30 miles, in 2 weeks or a week, you get tired of listening to your feet go thump, 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 thump. But yeah. Anyway.
Man, I know some of those stretches where you're driving and all you see is horizon. That's unbelievable. And then every once in a while you'll see a house.
Hey.
What in the world made that person decide, I think I'm going to build a house right there?
Yep. It's crazy.
It is
crazy. Yeah, me and Lindsay, we live pretty far out. I'm not going to say we're way out, but, 13 miles to town for me, probably 10 for her. It's like, I mean, if you need anything from the store, you're driving 30 miles round trip. And but some of these places, man, you drive for 60 miles before you see something. And it's just like, how do people even live out here in these parts? Hey, Austin, that's my nephew.
They do it because it's cheap. Probably
Yeah.
really cheap.
Yeah.
I saw you stop at that one sculpture with the vehicles that are at an angle. Like,
Yeah.
how many are there? 6 or 7 of them?
Cadillac Ranch. Yeah. I don't know why I don't remember, but I think it's around 8 or so. Redbird Farm asked, did I pan for gold? Me and Lindsay were actually talking about it, and Granny Lana tried to give us a gold pan, but it was pretty big to put in the bus and all that. But no, I didn't get to pan for any gold. I wish I knew someone that, I mean, even if I didn't find any gold, it'd still be fun to try, you know. But anyway, yeah, once I drop Lindsay off in Colorado, I think I'm just going to try to camp around Colorado for a little while. I'm trying to meet up with this another channel if that's possible. And if not, I'm just going to start kind of heading back home, you know.
When did you originally plan to come home? I mean, what was your?
I planned to come home on Halloween, and the reason for that change, I changed originally to the 21st because we got like our homecoming parade and for back home, and we'd like to put old vehicles in there if we can. So we got to go get a couple vehicles ready to go. So we're gonna be home. I'm gonna be home by the 21st, but then I can't really go to Arizona because it's too warm, and that was my plan out of here. So I've really kind of been everywhere that I planned on going besides Arizona and southern New Mexico. I was hoping by about this time that it would start to cool off down there enough that I could get down there. And I might just check and see, because this cold front and stuff, it might, be all right. But it's not looking like I'm going to be able to go through Arizona and Utah. But
you were telling me how that
southern New Mexico, sorry,
that van is air cooled, and when the air is as hot as the engine, it's not very much good.
Yeah, going through Vegas, I mean, it's because what I usually do is on the warmer days, I wait until around 6 or so, whenever, the most of the heat's broke, and then I can drive, 2 or 3 hours at night, make up a bunch of ground. But like in Vegas, it was 97 at night, and
really?
the roads are still over 100 degrees. I mean, it'd be 110 during the day, and it'd be like 97 at night. And I'm not even kidding. It would feel like the sun was beating on you, even though it was pitch black, because it was just that hot. But I've been to Vegas before. I knew that, but yeah, I didn't. It got hot. I was a little anxious about it,
Have you got a hotel room once since you've been? Well, I know you stopped at YouTubers' places and other subscribers' places that have offered, but have you got yourself a hotel room yet?
Nah, no hotel rooms. No hotel rooms so far, but I've stayed in some very nice places. MT Homesteads put me up. I could just go down the list of people that have put me up, but I've stayed in like lake cabins and all this stuff. There's actually a place in Colorado that's offered up to me that's like a 9-acre lodge ranch. Like, it's just incredible. Like I've had really good people. I've had really good people looking out for me, and but I made this Volkswagen pretty comfortable to live in for one person. Be nice to meet Drew. That's funny, John Wiggs. I give him a hard time. But yeah, I made this Volkswagen pretty comfortable for one person. It's not even bad for me and Lindsay, but for one person, it's plenty of room, and all this stuff's just kind of there. I really thought about this for a long time, so the cold is really the biggest deal for me. If I was to get a hotel room, it would be because I was like, screw this, it's too cold, But the coldest night that I faced so far was 27 degrees, and it was brutal. But I was at Descend on Bend, So, I mean, there was really no out. The closest hotel was 100-something miles away, but I wouldn't have left in that case. But if it was just a regular campground, I would choose a hotel over 27 degrees. But no, yeah, I've just slept in the bus mostly.
I'm sure that bus doesn't have much insulation, does it?
No, not much.
It's all windows.
Yeah. Lazy Days, Jesse and Lisa, they said, "What's the most I paid for fuel?" And I paid $5.59 at 2 different gas stations, maybe 3, but that was the most I paid. $5.59. That was in northeastern California, basically from Crater Lake to Reno, that little corner right there. I paid $5.59, and then I also paid $5.59 in Reno, or just outside of Reno. For sure, I paid it twice, but yeah, that was the most I paid, which was a little ridiculous. Before that, I stayed under $4.99. I paid $4.99 quite a few times, and then I paid $5.29 at one time. So that was pretty much it. I think only 4 times I've filled up over $5.
And how big
But
is the tank? What does that hold?
I think it's 15 gallons. I'm pretty sure of that, but I could be wrong. I think it's like 15.4 or something like that. And depending on the mountains and stuff, I'm getting around 16 to 20. So I feel like I've pulled 22, but I kind of quit counting the numbers. At first it was fun, and then it got really repetitive to show me getting gas in every single video, and then me keeping up with the mileage and all that. It kind of, yeah.
Well, it's kind of interesting, and it'll be even more interesting maybe a year from now when the prices are different, and to have that to compare to.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people try to talk me out of doing this because, the gas prices were high and stuff like that. There was a lot of things, but you never know what next year's going to bring, really. I mean, you never know what next month's going to bring, or tomorrow. So I just knew that I had to just go for it, and I planned on leaving on 4th of July, and then we had problems with Lindsay's truck, so I ended up leaving on the 6th of July, so all of July, all of August, all of September. I mean, I was planning on doing almost 4 months, and I'm going to do almost 3, or right about 3, or a little over 3 probably. So, but this stuff is fun, but really it is a lot of work. It's not just, and I don't mean just the YouTube channel. I mean getting up and getting ready inside of a tiny space. Just it's a lot of work. You got to move stuff around all the time, and but anyway, and then visiting the national parks and stuff. It's beautiful, but go hike 6 miles every day and tell me you're not working, and then you come back filthy and you're trying to bathe with the towel and stuff. So it's a labor of love, and I've had an absolute blast, and I will do it again. But yeah, it's definitely not easy. I don't know how
You're gonna come northeast, right?
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. I guess I'm just a little shy.
You would love it, and you would love this compared to where you are now, because we're dealing with like 71 and 72 degrees.
Yeah. To be fair, it's been like that for the last like 3 or 4 days for us, because we've had some rain move in and clouds and stuff. So it's been great. But yeah, for sure. No, I love history, and I'm not like some history buff or stuff. I enjoy history, and there's a lot of history up there in that part of the country, and yeah, so I definitely do want to come up there, but there's a lot less campgrounds out there that direction than there is this direction. This is kind of a lot of BLM, a lot of government land, and free campgrounds everywhere and stuff like that. And once you get up in that more populated northeast area, it gets a lot harder. And if you're in a little white Sprinter or something like that, it's a lot less obvious than obviously a 71 Volkswagen or 64 Chevy school bus. So either way, it's going to be it's going to be a little more of a challenge going up that way, but I'm definitely going to make it happen, one way or another. I might just have to line up a lot more places that I can park.
So do you have any sketchy stories to tell?
Oh,
Anything that made you scared or made you nervous because something was happening? Somebody came up to you?
Yeah.
Every hill he goes up.
Every hill, yeah. That I get stressed. It's rough because yeah, I got rear-ended, or I almost got rear-ended, and the guy sideswiped my mirror on the Volkswagen, and it didn't do, in the end, it didn't do much damage, but it was just scary. And now it was already a situation I didn't like, going up and down giant hills in this thing because you have to go slow. But then after that, my anxiety level kind of went up on that. So yeah, that's the most stressful thing. Um, I should say real fast, if Dogman's still here, I'll call you, and if it's more important, then just text me right now, and then I'll do whatever I need to do, man, if it's that important. So let's see. Right into New Mexico, I'm probably 2 weeks into my trip because I stopped at a lot of places in Oklahoma. I have a lot of friends there, so I went and saw everybody in Oklahoma for probably like a whole week before I even actually left. I was 2 hours away for probably a week, but anyway, so probably on my second weekend, I made it to northern New Mexico and an area called Taos, and it's a pretty like artsy, not rich but high class, high end kind of town. A lot of art and stuff like that for sale. And anyway, right outside of that area, there's a lot of poverty. A lot of people living in shacks, and they're pretty much allowed to do whatever they want to do there. So it can get a little wild there, but they don't really mess with like the tourists and stuff. But it's not uncommon for there to be some craziness happening. Anyway, at the rest stop I stayed at, it was just north of Taos, and it's called the Rio Grande Gorge Bridge. Very beautiful place, and they have a campground there. It's a rest stop actually, and they have 24-hour security that just patrols the place. And I never really felt uncomfortable or anything. The security guard, I think, is to keep the locals from tearing the place up and stealing a bunch of water, because it's kind of hard to get water out there. But anyway, one night this guy pulled up, and he was a little sketchy. I just kind of kept an eye on him, but he just like kept coming up and talking to me, and saying, "Hey man, will you come out and have a cigarette with me?" and all this kind of stuff. And anyway, he had ended up just being a cool dude that just wanted someone to talk to. But that was only the real sketchy situation that I've been in, as far as that.
Wow, there's a lot of. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of the chat.
Yeah,
there's a lot of comments. Pearly May.
Yep, Pearly May. Yep. She's been a subscriber for a long time of mine.
And T McD. And Karen Brown. I'm just mentioning a couple of people right now.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate that.
I do appreciate it. We're at 83. So you beat it.
Smashed it. Come and get that, 3 Mississippi.
I was coming on here prepared to say, get me up to 700, and I'm already.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the number is.
If you guys are into this kind of thing, he does a lot of live streams and stuff. He has a lot of people in the community on big channels, small channels. It doesn't really matter. He just likes to let people tell their stories and stuff. So, if you're into liking live streams, then he does do some regular videos too. We have 87 out of 87 likes. That's awesome.
And I also do content videos as well. I've just been laxed on it since Shoot Dang. I've probably put about 4 content videos out since Shoot Dang.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, I have like 3 of them in the editing program right now that I need to work on.
I know all about that.
I'll get back on it. This kind of sidetracked me a little bit, and grape harvest is probably in a couple of weeks. So
yeah.
After that, I'll jump on it.
Yeah, about the time you're like, oh, should I go outside and shovel snow, or should I just edit? I'll edit. How about that?
Well, at that point, I love the winter for that reason. I mean, I work on the house in the wintertime as well, but sometimes, you just stay in and.
Yep.
I also have a Facebook group that everybody can join and share your videos, so you can get some recognition from whatever you want to share on that as far as your channel goes. and
Yeah.
use it to your advantage. It's there, and you're welcome to be there.
Paul's
Also,
asked a couple
Vineyard
times.
Farmhouse. What's that?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I don't have Facebook, but yeah, go check that out if you guys do. Is that a Sun History? Of course it is. Paul asked, do I carry cast iron for cooking? I do carry cast iron for cooking, and I have only cooked one time. So, and I didn't cook in the cast iron. So, yeah, I was supposed to be losing some weight on this trip, and that hasn't happened either. Well, Cindy called me out. She said Drew promised 3 videos a week plus a live, and he hasn't done it once. I honestly should go back and check because I might have did it once, but yeah, I honestly expected to not have the power issue that I did because the Blue Eddy keeps everything charged, but the refill rate has been very hard with, some days I don't see the sun for 3 days and stuff like that, and then, but I will say this, I have filmed every single day that I've been on my trip except one day. So I've worked every day. I just haven't been able to get the videos out, but I have a ton of footage. I just have to get really time to edit it. And I do have a video done that's going to be up tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central, and that's going to be me in Washington. So yeah, I got a ton of footage coming at you, Cindy. I know you're teasing me.
Score one with the big guy. What's DJ Turner? What is that? What's this one? Maybe you know it.
Turneroo, but I don't. It doesn't look super familiar to me.
Oh yeah, well that's cool. It's always cool when either
Glad to have you. I've been watching some. I'm kind of a news junkie. I don't have to get into that, but I've been watching some stuff about Canada lately. I like to I don't know a whole lot about everybody's geography, but I just try to learn a little bit here and there. Drew, could you please email me what color you want your hat? I'm writing a book instead of posting notes that I keep losing. All right. Yeah, just as close to the color of my bus is fine. That'd be a good color.
Seafoam green.
But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not real picky though.
That'd be cool though. Seafoam green. Isn't that basic? What is the actual color? Is that an original color?
No. I mean, it might be an original color, but it's not the original color. There was a pretty close color to this though, I think. So, maybe Tiny Farm Nuggets would know, but I don't think it's
Tell the story for some people that don't know where you got the bus.
Yeah, so Tiny Farm Nuggets, they used to not have a channel at the time. They were just subscribers of mine, and they moved to our area, and they were watching a live stream with me and Jeff Bobblehead Homestead at the time, and now he's Groovy Eggs. But yeah, he was. They were watching a live stream of mine, and I was talking about doing this right here, traveling the country, and it was like 3 years ago probably. And I was just kind of dreaming because I still owed a lot of money on my place. I say a lot of money; it was like 20,000. But so yeah, I said that I would like to travel the country, but I wanted to do it in a classic vehicle, not like a new van or something, And yeah, they ended up emailing me, or actually, what happened was I went to the hardware store, and they had just bought some property, maybe like 45 minutes from us or 30 minutes from us, and we were the closest hardware store. So whenever we came, whenever I went to the hardware store, I heard them shout my YouTube name, and then I realized that she was talking to me, and I ended up meeting Deborah, who's the wife of Tiny Farm Nuggets, and she said, "Yeah, we got something we want to give you, my husband and me, and here's his number. Just call him, and we'll get together, yada yada." And then, yeah, they basically said we need a truck instead of this. They wanted me to travel the country, and they already liked watching my channel, so they said we'd love to watch you travel. And it took me a little while to do that, but anyway, we talked back and forth. I was just like, "Are you guys sure?" But yeah, they blessed me with Aunt Sheila, and um, I actually bought Bobblehead Homestead's truck from him and sold it to them. And then, um, yeah, it took me about 2.5 years or so to pay my place off. And once I got my house paid off, then I left.
Oh, okay. I I thought she was talking to Cindy Brown and that she was leaving. Um, before Cindy Brown does leave, we want to say
Good night, MT Homestead.
happy birthday to her one more time. That's all. Um, so, what's an interesting story you came across? Something that really stands out on your trip that
well,
or upset you the most, or well, we already know about the mirror thing.
yeah, the mirror was obviously my most upset moment. I'm a pretty calm, relaxed person anyway, so I don't really. I used to be a very angry person when I was younger, and it's something that I work on as a continuous in my life. I just um, work on that, So I don't get angry very often, but obviously I was pretty angry when that happened and stuff. And honestly, I hated being angry. That was a lot of it. Was I really didn't enjoy being angry about it. But anyway, that was a mess. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really had any bad days. I have had a couple issues with the Volkswagen. Uh, I've pretty much done everything to the engine back there besides take the engine apart. So I know, how everything works back there and stuff. So I've had a couple issues that stumped me for just a minute or two, but then I figured out I've probably been broke down 5 times and I haven't filmed any of it because when you're broke down, all you care about is getting running again, not like, oh, I'm going to get the GoPro out and tell everybody I'm broke down.
Nowhere.
Yeah. And every time I've been like either on a highway or one time, so this was a terrible story. Um, I I was okay, so I was hooked on Panda Express, and now we kind of have our differences, me and Panda Express. But I was going to Panda Express, and I typed it in on Google Maps, "Where's Panda Express?" And then it told me, go this way. I'm like, all right, so I'm just following this GPS. Takes me like through this downtown, right? And I don't even remember. I was in like Wyoming or Montana. I can't even recall. And it takes me through this downtown, and it's all like one-way streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was anyway. I end up getting downtown, and it turns out that the Panda Express is inside the college. It's just like for college students, but it still came up on Google Maps. Anyway, so now I'm like going up these like super steep hills, like one-way streets and stuff, and I started to climb a hill in I was in second gear, and instead of first, and I flooded the engine, and it just died, and I'm like straight up and down. I'm like, oh my goodness. And there's like, shuttle bus and stuff that's taking kids from the college and all that. It's like the first week of school. And here I am broke down and like, I have a little, like a wheel chock. I shoved it under the wheel real fast just so I like wouldn't roll down the damn hill or something. And then, yeah, I had to sit there for like 5 minutes until the engine like kind of, unflooded. And I turned over the motor, just trying to clear it out, and then my battery about died. So I had to pull out my jumper pack and like, oh, it was an absolute mess. But yeah, for the most part, it's been pretty good. I haven't had much trouble. But yeah, a lot of it's like the wiring. I've had some wiring issues. Like there's like little spade terminals that clip on. So it's like it has a little fitting. It just clips on. I guess the heat. I don't really know. Over time they wiggle loose, but like I kept having a wire or two that was just coming off. So I'd be running like 50 down the highway, and all of a sudden it would just shut the engine off right away. And I, at that point I know, okay, I either have no fuel or I have no power, no spark. So then it's just kind of locating the problem. But when you got 18-wheelers like, flying past you, you're on this half shoulder. It's like, yeah, you don't get out the camera to do that, But for the most part, she's been really good to me. The Volkswagen's ran so good, and I've been blessed with a really nice vehicle from some people that are now my friends. I call them my friends now. Over the last 3 years, we've become pretty familiar with each other.
That's great. Yeah, I could only imagine how I would do on a trip like that. I'd probably be freaked out all the time.
No, it's just the hills.
I'm a farmer and everything, but that's just something that I don't know that I would know how to deal with.
Yeah, fallen Arkansas veteran. Yeah, if you get one ground out or something. Yeah, and I learned that lesson the hard way too on this thing. I luckily they gave it to me, and I was able to drive it for a year or two and get pretty familiar with it before I left. So it wasn't just a whole brand new vehicle when I left, or brand new to me anyway when I left.
Just wanted to make sure you get to. She's using her personal
Thank you, Terry.
account too.
Alrighty, all have a good night. Drew and Lynzie, so happy to see you guys getting this time together. Thank you so much. We send our love. Safe kids. Can't wait to hang out again. Yeah, It's All Grady is great, great friends of ours. They're in northern Arkansas, and I've actually never been to their place, so I better make it out to their place. But yeah, they're worm farmers, and they're building a house right now. So they don't do a whole lot of stuff on the worms. It's just like kind of their side money, But they do show it some, and then they're building a house, full on house. So let's take those guys out.
Just a second. Yep. What's going on?
Yep. I need a dang milk bone. You are a milk bone. Same thing happened. Same thing happened to me, Drew. Except with Chick-fil-A, I walked into the college and ordered from Chick-fil-A anyway. Honestly, Byron from 12 Stones, if I could have found a place to park, I probably would have too. Is that call for me?
Yeah, it's my dad. He wanted to say hi to you guys.
How's it going, man?
Hello,
Hi.
and Lynzie. Drew, on one of your videos, you went down Route 66.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what state was that in?
It was in Texas. Technically, I got on it in Oklahoma, but most of the video that I did on 66 was in the Panhandle of Texas.
Okay. Well, in 1965, I went with my wife and 2 babies. Went down Route 66. We're going to California, and it was seeing your film was like going down a living museum. That was really interesting.
That's awesome. What were y'all driving? Do you remember?
Pardon?
65 Comet.
It was a 65 Comet.
But it was brand new.
Yeah, brand new, no air conditioning with a U-Haul trailer behind it.
Wow, that's impressive.
And a baby that was 2 months old. I wasn't born yet. This was just my brother and sister at the time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool.
That's a cool story.
It was really hot and a very interesting trip. But I thought that was interesting to see all the old places that you went by and stopped at, and thanks for that.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Thanks for watching. Originally, this trip, I was trying to get my house paid off a little earlier, and I was trying to leave in April, and I was going to drive up to Chicago, and I was going to take Route 66 all the way to California, just do the whole Route 66. Turned out I ended up leaving later in the year, and I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I do plan on still driving 66 from top to bottom. That'd be special to me.
That would be special. I'll be watching. Talking to you. Nice to see you, Lynzie.
You too. You're talking to you.
All right.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Dad.
No, that's really cool. That Route 66 is it just makes you feel like you're back in the day. There's a lot of new buildings and stuff, but when you're standing there or driving by and you see the old gas stations and stuff like that, it really puts you back.
Did you get to meet my dad at Shoot Dang at the time?
I seen him. We didn't really talk much.
Well, you can't. You
Yeah,
can't
we were
talk
kind
to-
of.
There was a couple people that I didn't get to talk to. Like I didn't get to talk to Brazos Valley Soap, and I didn't get to talk to Carrie.
Yeah.
Outdoors Adventure.
Yeah, we talked to her a little bit, but I've been watching her channel. She says that she's going to start a guide service. I don't know if she's still in here. I haven't seen her chat in a while, but
Fishing guide.
yeah, she said she's going to start a fishing guide service, and I think that would be really, really cool. And I don't know, I like to push people. I like to push people. Oh, she's still here. I like to push people into to doing stuff. You know, I'm like, hey, you should start a business, dude. You know, but that would be cool. I think that she started a little guide service, and she enjoys fishing. You can tell that she enjoys it. You know, and yeah. Anyway, she said it. She said it. I just encouraged afterwards.
She's got some good videos, and I'll eventually have her on my live if she's willing to come on and join me.
Yeah, 100 likes. Thank you guys. That's
Yay.
awesome.
Yeah, we're at 82 still.
Sweet. Thank you guys for all being here. I see 83 on mine.
Oh, it's 84
yeah.
now.
So I'll tell you some of the cool places I've been, some of the national parks and stuff, or some of the cool stuff I've seen if you like.
Yes.
So this is just different terrains. I've been in the sand dunes in Colorado. I climbed to 13,000 feet, 13,160 feet in New Mexico. I climbed mountains. I didn't climb anything crazy in Colorado because I was still wore out from New Mexico, but I did a little climbing, a little hiking in Colorado. Then I went to Yellowstone. That was amazing. I did 2 videos from Yellowstone. And then I just kind of hop, skipped, and jumped through Montana, but it was beautiful. And then in Idaho, I stayed on Lake Coeur d'Alene. Then I went to Washington. I came through Eastern Washington. Then I went to my buddy's house, Almost Homestead, who has recently had a really bad fire right by his house. They evacuated everybody. It was really bad. He even loaded his chickens up and took them, like evacuated his animals and everything. And then now it's starting to calm down, last I've heard. So thank goodness for that. I know a lot of people were asking earlier in the live stream. So, but yeah, so I stayed with Almost Homestead for 2 weeks. That's the videos I'm dropping right now. We went all the way out to the Western Peninsula. I went to the furthest western place in the lower 48 states, the United States. And so I went as far possibly west as possible. And that was cool for me. I rode a ferry for the first time with them. Climbed up. We hiked 9.5 miles at Mount Rainier. We didn't climb the mountain, but it feels like you did. Your legs feel like you did, and plus you're just standing there next to this beautiful, beautiful white mountain. So that was really cool. Did some other hikes, and then I left Washington, headed down to Oregon.
Washington.
What is it?
Washington. Did you by any chance come close to Mount St. Helens?
I drove by it on the way to Oregon, and I could see it out there, but I didn't do any hikes or anything up there by it. Yeah, I thought Rainier was much more impressive, but I also got a lot closer to Rainier. So
I got a little story about Mount St. Helens.
And Yellowstone's picnic basket.
Chat.
When I was 9 years old, just before we moved out here to California, we went up to see my aunt that lived in Washington, near where Mount St. Helens is. And it had been 3 months before. 3 months before we went there, that was the big eruption it had.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably know about this.
Yeah.
And then, so it was 3 months later, and we were visiting. There was ash everywhere. Her whole driveway or lawn and everything was still covered in ash 3 months later. And it erupted again while we were there.
Oh my goodness.
We were all the neighbor kids that my aunt had in the area. We were all on our bikes or walking and going to pick blackberries up these. I mean, it was really hilly that you're going up these hills and everything, and these back roads, streets and everything, roads. And we almost got to where we were going, that was a fair distance that we were walking, and we looked up and we were like, oh my God. It actually erupted right there in front of us. And the storms they had that night was amazing. I mean,
I can imagine.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's incredible. I definitely, from the time I was in Yellowstone all the way until I left Oregon, I felt really vulnerable the whole time because I've never really lived in a place where a tsunami can just destroy you, or a volcano, or you know, it's just like, that's really a volatile part of the country to live. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody for doing it, but I couldn't live in a place where I'm constantly worried about worried about the earth destroying me.
Living in California, we had earthquakes all the time, but we were like, oh, cool, an earthquake. We never even really thought much of it as a kids, although, and I know that we had some really bad earthquakes during that time. I can't read at any rate, but we were just immune to being scared about it. It was something we dealt with every day.
Yeah, but it could literally end your life any day. Cindy said, no, just tornadoes, Drew. Yeah, but here's the thing about tornadoes. If a really bad storm comes, then you know it's a possibility. You could just be doing anything and all of a sudden a tsunami happens, or a giant earthquake, or the whole top blows off a mountain and just pours lava all over your city, Also, it rains a lot. Yeah, it does rain a lot, but
every single tsunami movie or documentary or anything I see, they're always standing at the shore and they watch it go back and they're all just staring at it like, wow, look at what, run!
Yeah.
Look at the ocean recede.
Me and Lindsay were actually just talking about this the other day. I think it was Thailand, where that tsunami hit, like probably say like 2011, or no, like probably 2006 or something like that. A really bad tsunami hit down there and just wiped out the whole island. I wish someone would tell me where it was, because I think it was Thailand. But anyway, that's exactly what happened though. The water just started receding, and everybody was just picking up their lawn chairs and just moving it out. And it was like way out. I mean, it wasn't even just receding a little bit. And they ended up getting a crazy tsunami hit there. Japan, Sri Lanka. Pretty sure. Maybe there's been a couple. I mean, I'm sure it happens all the time. But I know there's a really bad one around, like probably 2006 or something like that. I don't know. I feel pretty vulnerable. We actually have a fault line on the eastern side of Arkansas, between us and Tennessee, up through Missouri. There's a pretty big fault line there, but it hasn't went off in a very long time. But last time it did go off, they said the Mississippi ran backwards for 30 minutes. So I could only imagine how devastating that was.
If you're driving down the road and you see the ground splitting behind you in Aunt Sheila, make sure you catch it on camera.
Yeah. I won't outrun it, so I'm
And then when you're done, throw it out the window so we can get your phone later.
Yeah, right.
That's what I say about the grizzly bears or black bears.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm in a pretty safe area now, but there was a geyser probably like 20-30 minutes from where we camped, which it was another campground with a geyser, but the service wasn't as good, so we came here. But so I guess if there's still geysers, if there's still hot water shooting out of the ground, then something's not right in this area either.
So let's touch on the fact that you work on vehicle. What got you started or inspired to work on vehicles when you were younger and up till now?
Yeah, so when I was a kid, my mom, well, my mom had a lot of cars when I was a kid, but whenever I was, you know, around 10 or so, maybe 9, my mom bought a 74 Cutlass. And I just thought it was the coolest thing. And, everybody's waving, cool car and all that, And I really wanted that car. My mom said I could have it and then ended up selling it. But uh, I think that did a lot for me, but I just didn't realize it at the time, And then uh, my stepdad always drove like an old Chevy truck, like 70s Chevy truck, and just barely running kind of thing. One door's not the same color as the hood or the rest of it, and it was just a vehicle to get around or whatever, And anyway, so then my my first car, when it was about time to get my first car, I was probably 14 or 15, and I was working. I had a little bit of money, and we found a 49 Plymouth, 4-door Plymouth, and it was going to be my first car, and I knew nothing about vehicles, and I laid around, doing a lot of research, but I was reading a lot of information, but I really wasn't understanding any of it, because I just was way out of the. But anyway, so I ended up toting that car around for like 5 years, and it ended up getting sold by one of my family members without my permission and stuff. It was kind of a mess, but um, yeah. So I kind of had some. I really wanted an old vehicle, and anyway. So then I was about 19 or 20, 18 maybe, and I bought a crotch rocket, and I drove a crotch rocket for 2 or so years, and that was my only vehicle. And so I just rode a motorcycle every day, and then I ended up totaling it. And I had a buddy in high school that had a 77 Camaro, and I always tell him, man, whenever you sell that, I'm going to buy it, over and over and over. And the day that he got in some trouble and needed money, and he called me, and that was right after I told him my bike. So then I bought the Camaro, and I still didn't know anything about cars at the time, and I bought the Camaro, and I just drove it because I liked it and stuff. It was real pretty, like it was flawless. And yeah, anyway, it ended up having a mechanical issue, and I took it to the shop, and it was like $350 to fix it. And in hindsight, it really would have cost me about $25 and 45 minutes of my time. But at the time, I didn't know this. Anyways, I get the bill. It might have been $230 or $300. Either way, it was too damn much money. And I said, I better figure out how to do this on my own or get a newer car, But I wanted to have an older car, so I just kind of started to learn. And I've never been taught or anything. I've learned a lot from online, just reading and watching videos and stuff. But really, most of it is just I've learned as I went. Now that I have a bunch of vehicles, I've pretty much done everything there is to do to a vehicle. So mostly the biggest part of being a mechanic isn't replacing parts and stuff. The biggest part of being a mechanic is the diagnosis, And for me, I drive older cars, so it's easier to diagnose the issues. There's a lot less parts in an old car, and they all pretty much have, one or two things or do this job. So if that fails, then you just diagnose those two. But really, I'm far from a mechanic. I just have old cars, and I'm a poor boy, so I just do it myself. But yeah, a lot of the money that's paid to a mechanic is because of his knowledge to diagnose a vehicle. So. But yeah, so now I have like 13 cars. I think only like 7 of them run. But in my defense, I bought like 5 of them on this trip. So, and I haven't even got them home yet. So don't.
One.
Oh yeah,
5.
one of them. Yeah.
How did you get them home? Do you have somebody for you?
Well, my buddy brought one of them to Lindsay's house for me like last week or two. Sean from In the Woods Homestead.
They were local.
Yeah, they're all low. Well, 3 of them I bought with Wiley out at their place. So now I have to get them home from Oklahoma, but that's still 2.5 hours or whatever. But honestly, the only one that's going to be a challenge is going to be the school bus. We bought a 1964 Chevy school bus, and it's only like a 5-passenger window with a driver window. But either way, it's a big old heavy bus. That one's gonna be some work, but the rest of them I'll just drag on a trailer and drag home. No big deal.
So is that your plan when you get back to work on that bus, or is it just one of the things? Is it a major thing, or is it just one of the things?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go really hard on the bus until I realize that I can't get it done in a year. So I would like to take it to Oregon next year for the Descend on Bend. And if it starts to look like it ain't gonna happen, I'll probably pull away from it for a while. But it's a lot of work to do in a year, and it's possible, but I really don't know. I'm gonna have to go back to work. I'm gonna go just to a shorter schedule, a couple days a week, and that way I can still focus on YouTube mostly. But yeah, it's really gonna come to that. I'm gonna crush on the bus for as much as possible, and I'm not gonna make it pretty. I'm just gonna make it work. Everything's gonna be mechanically sound, and then thank you, Cindy. Yeah, everything's gonna be mechanically sound, and then after that, we'll deck out the inside, and then take off. But either way, I'm going to Descend on Bend. I just don't know if I'm bringing this or if I'm bringing a school bus. 78 people still here on mine. Thank you guys for sticking around. We're a little over an hour. I think we're just going to run it until we run out of stuff. So if you guys are going to stick around, thank you.
I got one more topic I want to talk about for sure.
I'm loving all these people putting their old cars up.
Yeah,
I love to ask people what they used to drive and stuff. It's always cool.
79 Mustang.
Yeah, 79 Mustang. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell a little story myself, because when I was 28 years old, which would be 1998, I believe, my cousin and I drove back all the way to California I'm in New York, and we drove all the way back in a 1965 Mustang that he just replaced the engine in the night before.
Wow.
He had no idea if it was going to make it or not. We would joke about, we'd hear a noise or something. You could clearly tell that something fell off the car, and we're like, oh, or what's that smell? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it'll burn off. It was quite the trip.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's every day of my life.
Part. It obviously didn't need to be there.
Yeah, we wouldn't have made it 5 more miles if we needed it, right?
You know what? We did find out that it was a bolt that was I don't remember what it was holding. I think it was a mounting bolt or something. We had to replace it.
Yeah.
But when we found out what it was like 12 o'clock at night. Everything was closed. We were in the middle of nowhere, and this drunk guy came up to us asking money and wobbling around. It was quite the trip, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But we stayed at hotels at least.
Yeah, that's awesome. When I was talking about earlier, you asked me about like any sketchy situations. I've been really careful to be choosy about where I'm stopping and all that too. I did have to stay on the side of the road. I think it was in Nevada, actually. There was it was like an 18-wheeler parking on the side of the highway. I mean, it was just a big rectangle parking lot, just literally off the highway. And I had to sleep there overnight. And the sketchy thing about it was probably 40 miles of nothing on either side. I mean, no gas station or anything. So I was pretty much a sitting duck out there if somebody was trying to find a victim, But after I stayed there for about an hour, it started filling up with 18-wheelers. There was 6 or 8 18-wheelers, and I felt fine, But for the most part, I have been choosy about where I stay. I'm not just, staying anywhere. So I don't know why that came to my head, but.
I'm sorry. I was just looking at the chat real quick. Yeah, I know I want to talk about Lindsay's father's truck and that video before you closed out.
Yeah, Cindy has taken it upon herself to make sure that Lindsay's truck video is the #1 viewed video on my channel. So she's been sharing it around, and I appreciate it, and Lindsay does too.
Yes,
But she's made it her mission to get that to the #1 view count on my channel. And that would be cool. I'm not getting paid for that video because it's got an actual song in there. You know, it's copyrighted music, but anyway, it's just something to show what we did and what we went through, and you know, showing that she's got her father's truck now and what it means to her. And yeah, so I just took a bunch of clips from the whole build because I filmed the whole thing front to back, and I'm gonna end up we're gonna end up probably this fall putting the whole video together. It'll probably be like an hour and a half long video of the whole build front to back. But yeah, so one day I was sitting around. I was supposed to be editing. I really didn't feel like editing, and so instead of editing my videos, I just put that together for her, and yeah, it's pretty special. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Cindy, for sharing it around.
Yeah, no other song would have fit the bill, so it was worth it to use the song.
Yeah, there's a couple songs that there was another song that we could have did that was just as good, but yeah, we like that song. We've been actually planning that video for probably 2 years. Whenever I made it, I just been putting it off.
I'm looking to see if somebody posted that video. So is that one right there?
Cindy did.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, yeah. Cindy's been posting it. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody in this chat needs to check out this video. And then
yeah, I mean, it's probably just 4 minutes or so long. It's just I basically just made an unofficial music video of the song, but with Lindsay's truck. So Cindy just posted the link again, but
I'll tell you, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I got a tear in my eye often when I was just planning out the song, because for most people this might not make sense, but whenever you're creating a video, you kind of have to develop the plot in your head as you're filming. Okay, I'm gonna get to the plays and I'm gonna do that. You know, you're kind of playing it through. You know, and I would just be driving, and I would play the song. It's a good song anyway, but I would just be listening. Hey, welcome back, Belt Loop. I would just be listening to the song, and I would just be envisioning putting the video together without even seeing the video, just with it in my head. You know, it'd kind of bring a tear to my eye, just, you know, because I know what it means to her. I'm putting together a twerking video of myself. If anyone is interested, oh man, I could probably count on this hand how many people are interested. Nah. Oh,
just put a blur filter on it, please.
Yeah. So a little bit of the story for Lindsay's truck. It was her dad's truck. He passed away in 2009, but he sold the truck in like 93 to a buddy. And then Lindsay, we live in a small town, so everybody knows everybody. And she knew who he sold the truck to, but she didn't know if he still had it, you know. And then so she got a hold of him through like a sister-in-law or something. And yeah, he still had the truck, and he offered to sell it back to us for $500, which is what he paid for it. So we got the truck back, and then we just went all the way through it and basically replaced everything. There's probably 5 parts on the whole truck that aren't brand new, you know, at least mechanical parts. Obviously the dash knobs and all that are original, but yeah, everything's been cleaned and painted. All the rust was cleaned off the frame, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's been completely gone through and not running right now. Well, it runs technically, but it's having a little bit of issues. So that's why I'm going to get home a little early and get it ready for the parade.
I want to take a second to thank Cindy Brown, because man, when she wants something noticed, she's
yeah.
I was watching Simple Life Reclaimed one, you know, before my live, and this one day she was trying to get Mel to announce that my live was coming, and I swear she probably put it in there 20-30 times. And she finally and Mel finally caught it at the very last moments of the live.
She knows. She does enough live streams that she knows that it's easy to miss it if you know. But
it's easy for me to miss it, but then I have a reason why I miss things.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. I didn't miss stuff, but it's kind of hard sometimes. is absolutely beautiful video. Yep, it is. So, what was I going to say? That and something else related to that.
So me and Lynzie originally met because I met her at work actually the first time she came into O'Reilly's. Thank you, Jeff, messing around. Appreciate that. She came in because she had an oil leak real bad at work, and we didn't really talk much. I just helped her with her car, and then that was it. But then she saw the Volkswagen actually, and she had like an old Beetle that didn't have an engine and stuff, but she was moving, so she needed to sell it. So she sold it to me, and then then she moved away, and then she moved back. Then she wanted her Beetle back, so I sold her a Beetle back. But anyway, then this last year, we actually bought another Beetle, and it's going to be her daughter's first car. It's a 72 Beetle, I believe, and her daughter's 13. So we got a couple of years to get that going, but that's going to be on the chopping block soon too.
She's really into it too. She's watched us do my truck, and she wants to do it and learn. And
it's a lot of work. I mean, I don't remember if I told people in my previous lives with other people, but I remodeled or renovated a 1980 Ford truck completely. I mean, we tore the engine out, replaced it. Was that the original engine? At any rate, I honed it out and everything with my cousin's assistance, or he was actually working on his own projects, and he had it set up on the engine stand, and he said, okay, you do this, and then I would do it, and he would show me why and all that stuff. And I couldn't do it again today because it was so long ago. I probably forgot everything I learned. But
yeah, but it was still cool to go through that and understand how it all works. I mean, I enjoy that.
You have a great appreciation for people who do work on stuff like that, because when you don't know something, you figure it's easy.
Yeah,
that's what Drew did with me. I mean, he's just went through the whole truck and just explained to me why this was like this, and
yeah,
he's been teaching.
Yeah, my cousin also worked at the Thruway Super Service, so he was going out on calls to fix semis and in situations where they were stranded or whatever. And I grew a great appreciation for truck drivers, that's for sure. Just through some of the small, because I would just go with them because it was fun.
Right, of course.
I enjoyed the calls that he would go on, and sometimes he would call me at 3:00 in the morning. He says, "We got a semi that's blah blah blah. You want to go with me and check it out?" I was like, "Sure."
That's awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
I don't know what our total count got up to, like 87 or something, but we're pretty much still in there at an hour and 20 minutes.
I think it got up, it never got to 90, but
if MT Homestead would not want to sleep, we could no.
Lightweights.
Yeah. Drew, to be honest, how many times do you feel like banging your head against the engine block? Man, a lot of it was my own. A lot of it was my own frustration, because sometimes I get really, really overwhelmed, and whenever, like, if I give myself too many things I have to do, then I'll do nothing. Like, it's like I get so overwhelmed that I literally accomplish 0 things. Like, I just go and sit down. So like a lot of times, we were I knew that I was leaving on 4th of July, and I made that. I wasn't going to change that. I just stuck to it. That's when I'm leaving. And I thought we had enough time, and it ended up coming down to the wire, finishing her truck. And it was a lot of hours in a very short amount of time. So, and then
on top of everything else.
Yeah. And then that's when the things like, when you're putting the final puzzle piece in, it's like something doesn't line up right. Now you got to pull 3 things apart, and then it's just, man. But yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it for the most part, so it's fun for me. It's kind of like a stress reliever usually, but whenever it becomes a job, it definitely becomes a lot less fun.
Yeah.
She said, "Night, Mike. If Dogman's going to sleep, Dogman, you're ruining my count, bro." No.
No, our ratings,
Yeah.
No,
Good night, Dogman.
about 3 years ago, I bought a 1997 truck. A truck that I thought I really want. I mean, when it was brand new, I swore I was going to have it, even if it was 20 years later. And I did. I got it, and it had a rat's nest in it, and the wiring was all messed up. And you know, the thing of it is, I know how to completely rip out a wire loom and replace
DJ,
it.
thank you for being here.
I had a 1984 dually, and I with the assistance of my cousin, of course, we switched it from an automatic, or wait a minute, diesel operated to a gas operated vehicle. Yeah. So we had to tear all the wire loom out and everything, and I did most of that myself.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. That was my biggest dread on Lindsay's truck, and I just kept putting it off till the end and kept putting it off till the end. And really, in hindsight, I should have just knocked it out. What was it?
Those old trucks, they have one wire that goes from
yeah,
the tail light.
Yeah. You think that, you just wait and see, man. It was so, and I don't understand electricity very well already, and man, yeah, it was we did the same thing. We ripped the whole harness out and put in a new one, you know, and yeah, it was a mess. Yeah, I learned a lot, but I still I still probably know nothing about it, really. I made it work for the most part. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, I tried to make it. I dreamed out those shots like I said, for a long time. So, the first place we really took Lindsay's truck, well, we took it around. I drove it to town and stuff, but the first place she drove it was to
see my dad.
To see her dad. Yeah. So, we took the drone out and tried to get some good shots of that, and a good memory for her, you know. Someone shake dog. Beth said, "Somebody shake dog, man."
So that was just a teaser, and you're going to be elaborating on that even more?
Yeah. So originally the plan was to make that video and then drop it like 3 days before and have it as an actual teaser, you know, for the original, you know, full length 1 hour and a half. But I've got all the memory stored, but I probably still have 100 hours to edit on that video or more. So it's just going to have to wait till after my trip, because I can't keep the laptop charged long enough to do it, you know, on the road anyway. So I'll have to wait till I'm home to finish that video.
I can feel that. I mean, I understand that. I feel like just wait until after harvest before I worry about some of these videos I've got in the editing program. But I know I'll be putting out a harvest video like I did last year. And that's got to be soon. I mean, those grapes are ripening up. I imagine they'll be somewhere around the 25th or something, right when Pinecone Fest is going on. And that's why I can't go.
Yeah. It happens.
Really too.
Yep, you got to do your job, you know, it's the bottom line, especially when it's food. It ain't going to wait.
Yeah. Wow.
Put a lot of effort into that.
This has been an excellent live, and I really enjoyed your I said that wrong. I appreciate that you guys came on. And
yeah, it was really my pleasure, man.
It was a lot of fun. I've enjoyed talking to you over the last 2 weeks now, probably.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks.
We had some pretty interesting conversation. We had some things in common, like that was really cool. Really cool getting to know you this last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been nice to have someone to talk to while I'm driving to you.
Anytime you want to, I'm a phone call away. But I really appreciate everybody that came into this chat tonight, and for liking the video, and all my moderators that protect my channel. I was kind of a little overwhelmed with the support and some people messaging me earlier today, and it's great. I've been enjoying this journey of doing lives and meeting all these people and having them on my channel. And I would like for every one of you to go check out the other lives I've done. There's Drew is number 19 now, not including MT Homestead being my pilot live. It's been great.
Yeah, before all you guys run off too, I have a video coming out tomorrow at 6:00 Central. So, and hopefully I'll have one right after that. So I'm gonna. All I need is the sun for a couple days, and I'm good. I got a buddy that will let me charge in Colorado Springs when I get there. So, anyway, yeah, just don't miss that video. I worked hard on it, and it should be a pretty good video. And then the video after that, I'm climbing Mount Rainier, or most of it. So. Paul, believe that when we see it. I know, man. I know. Yeah, man, I appreciate you having us on. I know you mentioned that it helps your channel, but it helps my channel too. A lot of these people I know, and they're my regular supporters, but I've seen some new names too. And you asked me a lot of things, and we went into a lot of things that I haven't really went into on my channel, or that I don't think to go about, because I don't really interview myself, I just kind of tell. So, yeah, it's been cool for us, and I appreciate you having us on, man. It's been good.
It's been great.
And we destroyed 3 Mississippi's numbers, crushed them out of the park.
Oh,
somebody go tell. All right, we still have 74 people in here. Somebody go tell.
Don't crush them too much. I love them.
I love them. I love them too. I know. I'm teasing. But somebody please go tell 3 Mississippi that we destroyed. We blew their numbers out of the water, and maybe they'll have to come back on for redemption or something.
There you go.
I'm sure I'll be having people on. I've already had Full Blown Country on twice. Although the second time, which was last week, we talked and we wanted to have Tish on, and it really changed the dynamics. And my dad joined us, and that was pretty cool too. So
Cindy Brown said I need to head to Mississippi, and I actually have a subscriber that has a car down there that wants me to come work on it. So I'm possibly going to do that this winter if I can get the time to go down there, and I will definitely try to go to 3 Mississippi and see those guys' new place. I'm so happy for them that they're out of California and into Mississippi, and they got a beautiful place, and they just seem really happy with it, yeah, that's always good. I'm glad for them, and I would love to see their place. I haven't been invited, but I'm sure they would have me, and if I'm making my way down there, I will be going to them, hopefully during hunting season.
Well, I've been thinking about going on a tour and seeing as many people as I can too. I mean, you can go to Shoot Dang, but it's only like 2 days. And it was great. It was a great 2 days, but I want more.
Yeah. So if anybody does go over to 3 Mississippi and just go to their last video and just say, Drew's Lens destroyed your numbers on Vineyard Farmhouse or something. Just give them a hard time. Especially if you're already a subscriber, though. That'd be fun. Just a little playful poke,
Yeah, and for some people that might not know, they were the crowd match, and now they're 3 Mississippi, and they also have another channel called Sippin' and Spillin'.
Sippin' and Spillin', yep. Yeah, I was.
They post every single day. Do they do it on the weekend too, or just?
I think just Monday through Friday.
And
but I could be wrong.
On Fridays, I think. On the regular channel, their regular channel, 3 Mississippi.
Paul Honeyman said we had 99 watching and 104 thumbs up. So 99 watching, we almost hit 100.
You said
I tried.
Goal was 100.
I tried so hard, man. But hey, the real number will come once you end this live. It should tell you the real number. But you better stay out of my dang cobbler.
You have to before you even get off the line. Well,
if I had fork, it'd be on.
Oh, Jeff messing around. I didn't say hi to him. I put his post up, but I didn't say hi to him. It won't go
Yeah,
up.
man.
There
I
it is.
appreciate you having us on. I've been watching your lives after Empty Homestead for at least a month or so, and I could go back and watch a couple of myself.
I've seen you in them. Yes, please, everybody, go back and check those lives and give the channels that I had as guests some love and subscribe to their channels. And if you should subscribe, make sure that you leave a comment and like it so that it sticks. Your subscription. Hit that little bell button so you get notified. You know all this stuff.
Yeah. So how many subscribers do you have now? The Vineyard Farmhouse.
I don't know if I could. Oh my God. 731.
731. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys.
I wonder how many of those will drop off, because if you did subscribe tonight, and I appreciate it very much, make sure you leave a comment on one of my videos so that, or Drew's videos, so that your subscription sticks. And be sure to, I don't have a guest for next week, so I'm going to have to work on that.
Yeah. If any of you guys would like to be on the chopping block. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming over. I appreciate you guys. I posted it on my community tab, so most of you guys probably seen it on there, at least my people. And and thank you for coming. And some of you guys heard me talking about it in my live stream as well. So I appreciate you supporting me. I wish we could have hit 100. Hopefully we did. Sometimes it doesn't update like perfectly, so it'll tell him how many total viewers. But either way, we smashed them out of the park by at least like 30% more viewers than what they had. So.
Well, I have a feeling a lot of this 100 people that, or close to 100 people that we had, stayed. I mean, they came in and stayed. So based on what you see in the chat. When we go out, you just stay on for a second, Drew, and I'll meet you on the other side in the green room.
Well, thanks again for everybody coming. Love you guys to death. Still got 73 people in here, so you guys are rock stars, or you have nothing better to do. But either way, thank you for spending the time with me and Brian and Lynzie.
And Lynzie, yes. Thank you, Lynzie, for showing up. And I'm so happy you guys had some time together. That's wonderful. And it probably won't be too long before you're back together at home.
Good night, Redbird. Thank you.
I'll say good night to everybody. We'll all go. We'll go out together. And thank you very much to my moderators and everybody that showed up. Have a good night.
Love you guys.
See you next week.